Welcome to Bookt Bootkamp. My name is Tara Walsh. I'm the founder of the Lashpreneur Society and host of the Lessons of a Lashpreneur Show podcast. I'm a business coach, marketing, and social media strategist for beauty business owners. And yep, I'm also a licensed esthetician and a retired master lash artist. 4 years ago, I turned my passion for lashing and my experiences in building a six-figure beauty business into a $500,000 and climbing online business coaching program just for beauty professionals. I'm known for my no BS approach to business that leads to results both in business and in life. And inside of this 5-day Bookt Bootkamp challenge, I'm going to break down the most important aspects of the business side of beauty. So you walk away knowing how you can create more financial and time freedom in your life, doing something you love. So whether you're new to running a business, but you aren't making the income you thought you would, or you're overflowing with demand for your services, and you're struggling to find the balance of working on your business and not just in it, stay with me because I'm about to give you the simple and incredibly easy to follow blueprint that will give you the focus, clarity, and the confidence that you need to get more clients in the door and more money in the bank, no matter the ups and downs your business may be facing. If you're someone who is looking for a quick and easy way to make money without having to do anything but show up, lash, and go home, what you're looking for is a job, and this 5-day challenge is not for you. Or if you're someone who has a tendency to be a know-it-all and you're not willing to be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things to get you closer to your dreams, you're really not going to like me. But if you are someone who is tired of living in a reality where no matter how hard or how long you work, you just can't seem to feel like it's all worth the time and energy you've spent on your business, or maybe you've had a huge wake-up call over the last few months that your business is one bad month away from being non-existent and your bank account is super dependent on you getting a paycheck coming in consistently without disruption, then girlfriend, I'm so glad you're here because we've got some work to do. But first, I must warn you because building a business around your skill set as a service provider is unlike anything you've experienced thus far. Think about it. Not only are you the service provider, but you're also the CEO, the accountant, the marketer, the receptionist. Heck, you're also the sole money maker and money spender. When you're just starting out, you're every single position in the business. And although a beauty business can be fairly easy and really inexpensive for anyone to start, it's gaining momentum and a path to profitability that can be the tricky part, especially when you're trying to do it all yourself. Let's change all that. In order to fulfill on the vision you have for your future, we have to take a look back at some past habits and ways of thinking that have held lash artists and beauty professionals back from reaching that holy grail existence of being fully booked. If you have thought that you're not good enough to charge fair prices or even, dare I say, premium prices, and if you only took another skill-based training, then clients would be lining up out the door to get your work on their eyes or on their head. The good news is that there's a group of clients out there who are searching for exactly what you have to offer right now. No expensive training needed. That's not to say quality trainings aren't totally worth their weight in gold, but as long as you've got a basic skill set to sell someone, there is a market out there for you. And the beautiful thing is, once you've got a steady clientele at your current skill set, while affording that course with all the advanced techniques from the educator you've been IG fangirling over for years, just got a whole lot easier. What about discounting your prices or competing on price? Because where you live, there's lash artists or microbladers or hairstylists popping up on every corner. Maybe they're even unlicensed, doing it out of their apartment living room, charging less than you spend on coffee in a week. How can a business ever be successful with the sheer volume of competition? Here's a bit of a perspective shift. If there's a lot of competition in your area, that means there's a lot of money to be made, as most people don't tend to risk their livelihood and invest a ton of time, money, and energy into something they know will keep them broke. Your competitors are likely very similar to you in that they saw an opportunity and proof that other beauty businesses could be successful, and they thought, if they can do it, I can do it. But here's a huge difference between you and your competition that I'll point out to you right now. You are here. I can't tell you what a significant difference it makes between someone who is blindly trying to make money at their skill set and someone who is willing to see the opportunity of what's possible for their business and become a student of how to get there easier and faster before burnout or bankruptcy happens first. Those beauty bosses you look up to, whose Instagram feed you envy and who's fully booked, no longer accepting new client status, is what keeps you motivated to keep moving forward. It didn't happen by luck. It didn't happen because they've been doing this longer than you, or that they're so much better at application or their results. I'll tell you their secret to success right now. The path to go from overlooked to fully booked is marketing. The better you understand and master marketing, the more you are in control of the demand for your products and services. Marketing is how businesses can pivot and adapt to whatever is going on in the world to still find a way to solve the needs of their clients and have the opportunity to earn income on demand. Think about it. Have you seen other businesses who do terrible work, yet they seem to have no short supply of clients, and they're constantly posting things like #blessed in front of their Mercedes or screenshots of their back-to-back schedule? What about those who found a way to still sell retail items and at-home DIY kits to their clients during the shutdown? One of my students did multiple 5 figures in retail in a month with a $15 at-home facial kit she created from sample-sized products she had left over. I'll tell you more about her story in just a little bit. Now, how do you think she did that? Did she just assemble some products, cross her fingers, hoping they would just magically disappear and money would show up in her bank account? No, she marketed the crap out of that offer. And if she can create that kind of demand and income during a pandemic because she knew how to meet the needs of her customers, well, so can you. It really can be that simple. Going from your city's best kept secret to a thriving business with 6-figure potential or 6-figure sales, if that's what you want, and to have a business that can provide you stability and financial security is accomplished by marketing. The better you understand marketing, the more freedom you can experience. And that's what I'm here to help you do. It is my goal to make marketing something totally doable and simple for your business so you can get back to providing stellar results for all those new clients you've got coming in the door. The way I see it, there's 5 different ways a beauty service provider shows up in her business. And there's a quiz right below this video that I want you to take so you can see which role you've been showing up in as your business. There's the dreamer. This is if you haven't started your business yet, but you're hoping it'll be a money-making and successful business when you do. You have a vision of what's possible for the future, and let's face it, you haven't a clue about the steps to get there. Next up is the hobbyist. Most of you likely fall into this role in the startup months or even years of your business. The hobbyist doesn't make money from their business. In fact, the business actually costs you money. This is where those starving artist types hang out, loving being a lash artist or a hairstylist, and you just want to share your artistry with the world because you don't think you should charge for it, or you don't think it's worth paying you a decent wage for you to give your artistry to someone. You know you're one of these hobbyists if you struggle to pay yourself consistently ever, and you don't have enough clients to do anything but barely cover the costs. And some weeks or even months, you can't even do that. One bad month and you're forced to survive on ramen noodles and cereal for 3 meals a day. Next up, we move on to the employee. Congratulations, you've created a job for yourself. You fall into the employee category if you pay yourself for the hours you take clients. But the only way you can make more money is by working more. You're trading time for money, and you definitely don't have the time or even the capacity to think about what's next in your business because you're always playing the game of catch up. You fear losing a potential client, so you just add on more clients to the day and more days to your work week. Work-life balance is non-existent for the employee because, let's face it, it's all just work. All right, next up is the manager. The manager, well, she's kind of lost that loving feeling for her business. Sure, she's probably reached fully booked, but instead of feeling like an empowered boss lady, she feels more like a firefighter, spending all day trying to manage clients, maybe even a team, staying on top of social media, and the endless world of administrative tasks. The manager is money rich, but time poor, and it's a constant battle to find more time in the day to get all the businessy things done. Sure, the business is making money, but you're not feeling like you're reaping any of the benefits of how hard you've worked to reach this level of success. You're burned out, still taking on clients, you're kind of bored with the day-to-day minutia of it all, and it's a surefire sign you're in this phase when you get a burst of excitement when a client unexpectedly cancels because it's the much-needed break you haven't been giving yourself. And last up is the role of the iconic Lashpreneur. The Lashpreneur has graduated from wearing all the hats in the business and has truly stepped into the role of the visionary for the business. You are the CEO and you're not involved in overseeing the day-to-day operations of the business. The Lashpreneur oversees the overall growth and direction of the business and has a team that is 100% on board with the goals, the vision, and the commitment of where the brand is going. The Lashpreneur runs a business that no longer trades her time for money. In fact, she's solely focusing on her zone of genius because she's built out a team of experts who execute the systems and processes that operate and grow the business without the CEO. She's not alone in the business anymore, and the more money the business makes, the more impact the business has on its customers and clients. She's fully in a leadership role with her team and spends her days mentoring her team members to be their best both inside and outside of the business. She's fully immersed in the high-level strategy of the business and being creative and innovative in where the business is heading in the future. That sounds amazing. So how does one move through these phases? How does one go from a dreamer to a Lashpreneur? To start to answer that, we're going to look at the present. There are lots of alarming studies that do not give startup businesses much hope. According to Forbes magazine, 8 out of 10 businesses fail. I'm talking gone, bye-bye within their first 18 months. 8 out of 10. That means the odds are way higher that you'll statistically fail and shut down before ever reaching the employee or manager or Lashpreneur phase. Forbes magazine also wrote a great article giving their top 5 reasons why they believe 80% of businesses simply don't make it. And guess what? 3 out of 5 of those reasons were related to marketing. Bottom line, no marketing, no business. Have you ever considered that the iconic beauty business owners you look up to have stellar marketing, which is why you're even aware of them in the first place? That their product or service can be meh, or just so-so, or maybe even great, but they're still in demand and fully booked. There are plenty of businesses where the results of the product are nothing groundbreaking on their own, but their marketing is so good that there's endless demand for their services. Let's look at Uber, the modern day version of hitchhiking. You can get into a car with a complete stranger and they take you somewhere, probably your home. Super safe, right? Yet it has become the most widely used method of ride sharing and is ingrained in our culture now. Why is that? Marketing. From the Uber placards you see on every third car at a stoplight to their insane word of mouth referrals. I mean, who needs a TD when you can just take an Uber? To even the grading system they give drivers and riders alike. And most of us know someone who is or who has been an Uber driver at some point. They sold the world on getting non-professional and non-qualified people to drive complete strangers around. All you needed was an app and a valid license, not even a car. They would lease you a car and boom, you can be an Uber driver. And the world went, sweet, that's way better than cabs or having to draw straws on who's going to be the designated driver. Yep, that's the power of marketing. Let's take a look at another business whose marketing has made your morning routine a thing of luxury and addiction. Starbucks. Yep, I am a diehard Starbucks addict and I've been a gold card carrying member since 2011. Guys, they sell coffee. One of the cheapest items you can get in a grocery store. One canister of Maxwell House coffee makes 210 cups of coffee and costs a little over $6. That's 2 cents a cup of coffee. Yet Starbucks for the same size cup of black coffee costs over $2. And honestly, I drink a venti iced chai with heavy cream and sugar-free vanilla, something that would cost me about 50 cents to make at home, but I pay close to $4 for that cup of black liquid gold, and I pay it every day. Now, maybe you're not a diehard Starbucks fan like myself, in which case we can work together, but we can never be friends. But you are brand loyal to some business, and I want you to think about yourself as a consumer, as a customer. Is it your hairstylist or your go-to mani-pedi shop? Where do you get your groceries from? Is it the same place every week? Why do you frequent there? What about your favorite restaurant or clothing shop? What about your preferred airline or your dream car? When you start to notice your buying decisions as a consumer and how you are being marketed to, marketing your business becomes so much easier because you start to notice and become aware of the marketing that is effective on you. Now, I've been in business long enough to know some of the major obstacles that stand against beauty business owners. That is a huge reason why people don't get the results they want. One of those obstacles being time. Yep, time. I don't know about you, but I'm a mom of 2 young kids and I'm the breadwinner for my family. And my kids have been around a lot more now than ever. So time is definitely a precious resource that we rarely have enough of. But here's the thing. If you're constantly focused on the wrong things, like it's not the right time, I don't have the time, there's not enough hours in the day, there's only 24 hours a day, then yeah, you'll never have the time to focus on the right things that will move your business forward, like working on your business and not just in it. And no matter how little time you think you have right now, the fact is there is someone out there with less time, less money, less resources, heck, even less support, and they were able to achieve their dream business. Take one of my students, Michelle Rutz of Authentic Artistry. Michelle is a wife and a mom of 2 teenagers. Her best month ever as a solo business owner happened when she went on vacation for 11 days and still had her highest grossing month ever. I mean, look at the wins Michelle has shared with me. How did Michelle get 25 new bookings in 1 month? Marketing. It was no accident or coincidence that Michelle had that kind of demand because she created it for herself through her marketing. And society member Magda of Lashmania Studio, she worked full-time as a dental assistant and took lash clients on the side. And she did $30,000 in her lash business last year, working 2 to 3 days a week. She made a full-time income working part-time hours as a side hustle.
I just realized that when I was looking at my revenue for last year, just last evening, and working probably just 2-3 days a week, I made, thanks to Tara, $30,000 last year. This is part-time, guys.
It's not a matter of having the most amount of time to throw at your business. It's what you do during the time you do have, and that you create that time so that you can get closer to your dream business starting now and not waiting until someday. You making the time to watch this video is a step in the right direction of working on your business and not just in it. So I applaud you for making it happen. And I want to address the elephant in the room that you may be thinking, I don't have enough clients or money coming into my business and a girl's got to eat. So how am I supposed to grow this crazy successful business without being able to invest into the growth of my business? Maybe you've thought things like time is money, or marketing is expensive, or I don't have the time to go to school to get a degree in marketing, or I don't have the money to afford continuing education. Let me elaborate more on the story of my student, Kendra Harris. When Kendra and I started working together, she was 5 months pregnant with a 2-year-old kiddo. She was a wife and the owner and manager of 2 salons with a staff of 14, and she was still taking clients. When the pandemic happened, Kendra was 8 months pregnant and her staff of 14 was now filing for unemployment because her business was forced to shut down, like most of you. And yes, Kendra was definitely in a panic. She was supposed to be preparing for taking her maternity leave, but her income stopped overnight. Her rents alone for the 2 locations were in the 5 figures, and her landlord was not budging on allowing her to miss a payment. So Kendra got to work on creating something she could do during the shutdown. Well, that something was at-home facial kits, and over the course of 1 month, when her entire state was shut down, Kendra did $20,000 in retail sales from these $15 to $100 at-home facial kits. How did Kendra do that? Marketing. Like I said, there's somebody out there with less time, resources, and finances that is not giving up on their dream, no matter what madness the world has to throw their way. Because when you have an idea, a product, a service that you think can help someone out or make them feel good about themselves, the only way anybody's ever going to care about the impact you can make on their lives is by making them aware you even exist, that you have a solution to their problem. And that, my friend, is the definition of marketing. making a complete stranger aware that you have a solution to their problem. And the better you are at marketing, the better, more stable, and more profitable your business will be. As you've seen from each of these stories I've shared, there's no magic secret that these successful beauty business owners are keeping from you. It's simply knowing how to market yourself. Marketing puts you in control of your business. Now, maybe you're thinking, marketing, I don't have any business background or education to know how to do that. I'm a lash artist or I'm a microblader. I mean, if you want a killer set of Kardashian lashes, I'm your girl. But coming up with an engaging Instagram caption 3 times a week, girl, bye. Yeah, if you haven't learned how to market your business and in a way that actually works to get you clients in the door whenever you need at any price point, yes, any price point, then yeah, I would throw up whatever photo I had on my phone of lashes or hair and just put in a couple of random emojis and appointments available, text to book. Sure, but how's that working for you? How do you expect to have any success with marketing, getting new clients, or ever creating enough demand to get even close to fully booked if you've never learned how? The bad news is we're not born with the God-given gift of knowing marketing. But the good news is if we're not born with it, it means it's a learned skill, and a skill you can absolutely learn to master yourself. So stick with me, because through our 5-day Bookt Bootkamp, I'm going to show you just how simple and powerful learning marketing can be to help you become that crazy successful business owner you're dreaming of. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Once you've gone through this boot camp, your competition is going to start looking at what you're doing as the gold standard of running a business. Now, how would that feel? Amazing. I want to share with you how I came to learn the importance of marketing kind of the hard way. I started my aesthetics career wanting to be a Jill of all trades. I wanted to do facials and waxing and lashes and peels and makeup. I wanted to be the one-stop shop for a woman to get all of her beauty services done. How many of you have had those same aspirations? Don't be shy. And my first lash training, I watched my lash artist lash for an hour. She watched me lash for an hour. And boom, I'm a lash artist. So it's not like I had any business putting super glue on people's eyes. But I was a lash artist. And in 2015, I had just come back to work from having my first child, and I loved lashes. I mean, I was the only lash artist in my salon, and I was obsessed with it. But the salon I was at was a national chain in this really fancy high-end mall in San Diego. I mean, you walked past our salon to go to the Louis Vuitton and Prada stores. So there's plenty of money floating around. But I struggled to get the clients in the door because my salon's marketing sucked. I struggled with no-shows, cancellations, people even knowing there was a salon, much less a lash artist in the mall. And the retention on the few clients I did manage to scrounge up was awful. I was paid commission or minimum wage at that time, whichever was higher. And my sales each week were never higher than the minimum wage hours. So I was making around $400 to $500 a week, working 4 days a week. It's not exactly living the good life here in overpriced Southern California, where we pay for sunshine tax. It was after going to my first volume training class, a legit class, that I saw solo lash business owners, women who were several years younger than me with no kids, no business experience, who were killing it as business owners. And that fateful thought that you might have had too entered my mind. Well, if they can do it, I can do it. Dun, dun, dun. And so with a 9-month-old baby and a husband fresh out of the military and in school full time, sure, why the heck not open a business? Because it's easy, right? I had 14 clients I'd managed to take with me from my high-end ritzy salon to another high-end part of town because I wanted to keep my high-end price point. Those 14 clients, even at their high-end price, didn't even cover the rent on my space. Paying myself wasn't even a possibility because every penny went back into keeping my doors open. And I have had very similar thoughts to you. Like, maybe I'm not good enough to charge what I charge, or maybe I'm too expensive and that's why I don't have clients. Maybe I should be using Groupon or paying for Yelp ads or Instagram ads. I even paid $3,600 over 6 months for an ad on my local news station's website. Do you know how many clients I got out of that investment? 0. It was rough the first 3 months of my business, which was also over the holiday season, so I was under the illusion I'd be good to go. The biggest issue I had is that I was my city's best kept secret. I knew the work I did made the few clients I had happy. I knew I would do anything for a client to ensure they were happy with the results. but I could not for the life of me get consistent clients into my business. Most days were just spent in my studio with no appointments on the books, but just trying to do my due diligence and showing up how I thought business owners showed up, hoping that something would eventually change my empty books. It was then that I started to research business and what I was missing that was making my business such a failure. The pressure was real. I couldn't keep throwing money at my business because I needed to support my family. That was when I took a huge leap of faith, sink or swim, and invested into a business coach to teach me what I didn't know. That was $1,500 on my personal credit card to cover her fee for 6 weeks of coaching on one topic. When this coach opened my eyes to how ineffective and basically non-existent my marketing was, that's when everything changed. After shifting my focus to marketing my business, 3 months later, the business turned its first profit, meaning that more than just my expenses to run the business were covered. 2 months after that, I was fully booked with a wait list. And 14 months after opening my doors, I raised my prices to be one of the highest in the very saturated market of San Diego. And even when I did that, I only lost one classic client because I stopped offering classic flashes. Nobody else budged when I raised my prices by 20% across the board. My fills were anywhere from $95 to $145. And at the peak of my solo lash business, I was doing over $8,000 a month in sales, and I only worked 14 days a month. So yeah, knowing how to market yourself is a game changer. It's the game changer for your business. And this is why I've become obsessed about marketing, learning about it, being a student of it, teaching others, getting creative, having fun with it, and experimenting with new and better ways to create demand for what beauty professionals offer. I got control back of my business and I'm hooked on marketing and its results. What I learned has now become the foundation of what I teach inside of my business coaching program, the Lashpreneur Society. Inside that program, I teach you step-by-step the business side of beauty, how to market yourself, how to manage the finances of business, which is insanely important, prioritizing paying yourself, how to handle tricky client situations, and how you can go from the overlooked dreamer, who's the best kept secret in your city, to the fully booked Lashpreneur with more ease and less overwhelm. And in this 5-day Bookt Bootkamp, we'll cover the 5 phases every beauty business owner goes through and what your marketing priorities should be during each phase so that you don't get overwhelmed with all the shiny objects and FOMO of what other businesses are doing. We'll simplify your marketing for each phase of your success path. Those 5 phases are the prep and planning phase, the start phase, the build phase, the grow phase, and finally your Lashpreneur or beautypreneur legacy phase. Now, I do want to caution you not to just want to skip to the Lashpreneur legacy phase. Your marketing will evolve as your business evolves. There's no shortcuts to marketing. For instance, if you try to run paid ads, but you don't have a website that converts a client, you're just paying for Mark Zuckerberg's summer home with no results left for you. Or if you don't understand what makes you different than the 70 other lash artists in your city, then you'll likely just resort to discounting your prices unnecessarily and building a clientele that's only loyal to the discount. Good luck trying to raise your prices then. You can do this. You can learn how to effectively market your business so that you are running your business and not having it run you straight into the ground. So I'm looking forward to a powerful week of learning and fun so you can finally build a profitable business by your design. Okay, so I want you to take the self-assessment quiz right below this video. I promise it will only take a few minutes. This quiz will help you discover exactly what role you're playing in your business, and that'll lead you to which phase you're actually in. And be sure to sign up to get your quiz results texted to you if you're in the country that'll allow it. I promise I won't be blowing up your phone. I only send out a couple of messages over the next week or two to let you know when I'll be doing some coaching and going live inside of our Bookt Bootkamp Facebook group, which you can also join by clicking the button below. So your to-dos: join the Bookt Bootkamp Facebook group. Secondly, you're going to download the challenge welcome workbook that'll lay out the whole challenge of what's going to happen when. Make a note in your calendar for the upcoming, what we're calling Bootkamp Butt Kick calls. That's the lives that are happening in the Facebook group. And then take that quiz. I really appreciate you sticking with me this far, and I can't wait to get to know you and your business better over these next few days. Now, let's get to business. I'll see you soon.